Hello, my loves. We're just going to go into some messages today. So, whatever you see on the title will be what came through. Of course, I want to welcome your highest self and the most beneficial messages I can bring forth for you. There has been quite a bit of energetic processing, a lot of downloads since January 1st. I don't know about for you guys, but they just keep opening and opening. It was like we were so quiet for so long, and it's just been off to the races since the start of 2026. Let me know in the comments if you've been feeling similar. There has also been this energy. I know we've been talking a lot about the internal masculine, the internal union energies, and it does seem to be that there's a much bigger energetic collective shift happening with a focus reorienting to the masculine energies. So we're all feeling that as a collective, regardless of how we identify. And so we are being called to work much deeper in the internal masculine energies. Now, of course, if that's not where you are in this moment, always honor what you're being guided to do. But also, this is just to make you aware that this is what's happening on a collective level. So, just to be aware of what is occurring for many right now. And last week, I was sitting with potentially doing an inner masculine series, but what's coming through in the energies is to actually give this all lots and lots of space. And the masculine energy right now is really calling to be given space to actually thaw and land and orient to where it is now. So it feels actually quite important to just let it open and breathe. And I'm going to be here. I'm committed to supporting the internal union energies always. And I'll be bringing forth the internal masculine energies as I'm guided in a way that will allow each of you to interact with it in your own sovereignty in what feels good for you. And that feels important because on this journey, regardless of how you identify, at the start of the journey, we're really learning to develop the feminine energies because we're learning how to nurture, we're learning how to nourish, we're learning how to self love. And those are all important parts of then moving into healing the internal masculine and allowing that part of ourselves that's been overprotective, over providing, over giving to now relax and evolve and mature by letting that part of ourself receive nourishment and self-love and support. So it's a deeper state of learning that dance with our own internal energies, which will ultimately support our relationships in the external. This does feel quite big for the divine feminines who have been on this path because now there does seem to be a deeper state of being called to deepen into retrieving, restoring, repairing the inner masculine in a way that I have not witnessed before. And it feels like part of it just was not available. We've been working on it. You guys know it goes in layers. And now we're hitting this deeper layer within our own internal union energies. And as we're holding space for the internal masculine reparation and restoration, this, of course, supports our capacity to hold space collectively for the external masculine energies to restore and repair and go through that process. It's like the internal is reflecting the external and the microcosm to the macrocosm. So, regardless of how you identify, if you've been working on these internal union energies and you're finding yourself in this state of unraveling and dissolving deeper states of defense mechanisms and protective mechanisms so that you can come into deeper states of internal union. This really seems to be where the collective energies are syncing up at this time. So, as I'm sitting here, all of a sudden, I'm really feeling guided to pull a card from the Priestess of Light. So, let's see what wants to come through. I am feeling a message for the divine feminines. Okay, so we have telepathy, transmission, perception, communication. And it's card number 22, which I associate with the masculine. There's a lot coming through for me on this right now, especially with the wolf here. And we just had that recent wolf moon. And I'm really drawn to the turquoise on her throat and like the energy of the communication. I often associate turquoise with the high heart chakra, the heart, the throat, and where it all really opens and comes together. Her having the deer antlers and the deer really representing love. There's like just more that wants to come with this. I apologize. I can feel there's quite a bit. This feels to me like where the feminines are really, really embodying into all of those parts. Like I said, I see 22 as the masculine energy. The feminine, like this feminine is so gorgeously feminine, yet you can feel the strength radiating from her. It's hitting me now how she has this golden, like fur, but it feels like a golden glow at her back, with the wolf, the silvery wolf present with her. This feels like a very deep state of internal union. And at this moment, the telepathy is coming forward for me as where all of the parts of the feminine energy, all of the parts of the energies, the aspects are all coming together, all in states of internal union. And it's amplifying the telepathy. I'm even feeling this wolf as like an extension of her, right? It's like this is an energy that knows she is all things. Nothing is separate. Not the land, not the wolf, not the deer, not the higher energies, not her heart, right? This is a being that understands that it is all one. And it's what I sense with this telepathy isn't just our typical sense of telepathy, but how when you become present with yourself and all of the parts of who you are, you're open to all of the parts of who you are, and that starts to create a resonance and a humming with all of the world around you, with all of the living and breathing things. And what I'm seeing and sensing as I'm speaking this is that there's something within the masculine side energy, the internal masculine, the external masculine reflection that is awakening back to this deeper primal wisdom, the earth wisdom, the animal wisdom. And it is a primal energy, yet a very important spiritual energy because our primal essence landed and aligned with spiritual energy is the ultimate creation force. And I'm just sensing that whatever this process that we're embarking on to deepen the union with the masculine energies, with the feminine energies in all of the parts of our life, within ourself, within how we interact with the world, how we interact with life, is restoring those essences back to the planet. Of course, they've always been here, but as we embody all of it within ourselves, regardless of how we identify, we're actually just restoring the natural primal rhythms back to reality. And not like they were gone. They were just buried. They were just suppressed. They were just forgotten in a way. And I can feel this gorgeous energy rising up. I love this right now. It feels really, really good. So let's see what else wants to come with this. We're going to go into a few of the tarot cards, and then I feel like I'm going to choose a card to close it out from one of the shaman decks. Okay, I'm guided to get three. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups to start out with. And so I feel like part of what is opening is the romantic masculine energy. And it's that heart space of the internal masculine, the external masculine. This feels very, again, micro to macro, inner to outer. So, whatever we focus on within our own system is what will reflect in the external. So, I'm feeling that there is a group of feminines that, as they're working on their internal masculine, it's going to reach a point where you're hitting that part of the heart where the romantic love is wanting to reopen. And what I'm actually sensing why this is coming up is that there is something that was closed down that is needing your attention to reopen. But I'm also having this feeling that you might be hesitant about it because of how it was closed. This feels really important, and I can't really stop. But on here, I brought up that turquoise, and the next card is the Ace of Pentacles, and I can't help but see this same image here. And this feels deeply connected to something within the high heart of the feminine, the internal romantic masculine energy. So this feels like a way the feminine protected herself when things had to go into like a separation energy. But these are both needing, like, it's like in order to go into the new energies and allow things to reblossom in a new way, this is needing to reopen. So it feels like there's some past information, some past romantic lover information with the masculine. So it definitely feels like processing past connections, past relationships, even your counterpart, twin flame, divine complement, and where that's reflecting to your own internal masculine romantic energy, and allowing your heart to feel safe enough to reopen the softness of your feminine heart so that you can receive the romantic energy in a way that's aligned for who you are now. So it's not about going back to what it was, but it is about being able to reopen that part of yourself to recalibrate with who you are now. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this feels to me that once this process and the high heart is recalibrated and reopened, then there's going to be a lot of seeding of the new energy through the high heart. What I'm sensing is that below this necklace, underneath the protection, is all of these seeds. You see how it's coming out of the back of the heart? It's like there's this, the golden one, and it's coming out of the back of the masculine. So something within the internal masculine heart, the protective mechanism, once it's safely open, this is actually going to start to seed a deeper state of what it is that you've been wanting to manifest. So if you've been wanting specific things, but they haven't been coming to fruition just yet, it may be because you haven't actually fully let it land yet, divine feminine, because there's been some protective energies holding it in. So it's where your internal masculine has been protecting you from the masculine coming in the physical. So you're going to know if this resonates with you. And again, this feels more of like a timing thing. It feels like this really couldn't come forward in this way until the divine energetic timing. And I feel guided to close it with the shaman's dream card. Sky bridge possibility for union. Wow, right? So this is kind of for me right now, the no-brainer of the internal union creates that bridge for the external union. And with these cards, with the two knights, right? This is like this energy that's wanting to come forward. It's wanting to be expressed out of you. It's wanting to be opened within you and expressed in a way that allows it to be received in the world, which sends out that reverberation that you're ready for the next levels. And then it just does feel like an answer will be coming back. So this feels deeply connected again to that high heart area. And I do have this sense in the next few days or so, I will be sharing another recorded session. And like I said, I'm just going to let it keep opening very naturally. We're going to dance with the energies and see what's coming forward in the inner masculine energies, the external, the feminine, the internal, external. Let's just dance with it. Let's support this energy of union, internal union, sacred union, divine union, unity consciousness, and really support where this is wanting to open to. All right, my loves, I will put all of my information in the pinned comment. That reparation for the inner masculine session is available, the nourishing the nervous system. I've been noticing back in November, I recorded an organizing power session. And I've been noticing that a bunch of you guys have been finding that. So that kind of signals to me that maybe that energy is relevant for some of you. You can literally go on my website, on my web store. There's like 40 to 50 recorded sessions from everything to core wound to communication to worthiness. You can go on there and check that out. I love that that's there for you because it's sessions and support that are available at any time that you might feel you're in need of some support. It could be in the middle of the night. But I also have a free playlist here on YouTube as well. If you're not familiar with those type of sessions, you could check those out. And again, I will be on soon. I'm sending you so much love, but I did want to bring a message in for you today. And again, I would love to hear from you. I appreciate your presence, your likes, your shares, your love. And I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day or night. Take care. Much love.